Public Health 2 with Dr. VIC. My case is multi-state outbreak of Salmonella Tennessee infections linked to peanut butter. Some background information. Salmonella is a foodborne illness caused by bacteria found in animal intestinal tracts. It's acquired from consuming contaminated or undercooked eggs, meat, or poultry, and pasteurized dairy or cross-contaminated food. Symptoms are similar to food poisoning. You get diarrhea, fever, or abdominal pain that develop 12 to 72 hours after infection. More serious infections can result in hospitalization and even death for elderly, infants, and people with impaired immune systems. Approximately 1.2 million illnesses and about 450 deaths occur annually in the U.S. because of this bacteria. In severe cases, infection spreads from your intestines to your bloodstream and other body sites as well. My case is about a stereotype of Salmonella that contaminated Peter Pan and Great Value peanut butter products distributed from a Conagra factory in Georgia. A strength was that the bacteria was traced back to products made from this single factory. The brands and codes were quickly announced and the products were recalled, and other versions of these brands of peanut butter were not affected if made from different manufacturers. A weakness, though, was this outbreak strain was infecting 430 people in 44 different states to begin with and resulted in over 715 cases overall. An opportunity, however, from this unfortunate outbreak was increased public education on the bacteria and the illness. Salmonellosis threatens all age ranges and puts the population at risk for severe illness. Hospitalization occurred in 20% of the affected population, and even death can happen in some cases. Luckily, none were reported here. Core issues with figuring out how Salmonella got into the peanut butter. The product had to be affected after the roasting process because that would have killed any Salmonella bacteria. Conagra officials initially blamed low moisture from leaky roofs or sprinkler systems for the growth of the Salmonella bacteria in raw peanuts, not in finished products, but the source was eventually traced back to a damaged peanut roaster that wasn't heating evenly, allowing entry of birds and insects into the facility and causing a leaky roof. This moisture that was allowed in the production phase of the peanut butter inhibited the growth of the bacteria in the finished products, and Salmonella can survive in peanut butter many months once it's present. Case solutions. I use the social ecology model to analyze the solution. Individually, the people were told to throw away the jar and not eat any more of the specific peanut butter that was contaminated. On a community level, media spread awareness and education on the illness, the contraction, prevention, and symptoms. On a policy level, the CDC collects national foodborne outbreak data from local and state public health departments, analyzes it, and makes it publicly available online. Another approach would be the factory production line inspection to keep from this occurring again, since the problem was due to damaged equipment. Also, further investigation in 2004 when a suspicious bacteria was found in the peanut butter, which was later announced as the bacterial strain in 2007 when this case was made. It was the same bacteria, but the factory still produced the peanut butter because they didn't take any further action on the suspicious bacteria. Recommendations: the company should routinely check all equipment, especially after a storm, and repair any damages to prevent this increase in moisture. Routine safety and health inspections every 6 to 12 months for precautions would be what I recommend. Another recommendation would be to stay up to date on current public health issues for individuals. Pay attention to recalls, know the signs and symptoms of Salmonella versus food poisoning, and ask questions and educate yourself to make sure. My action plan includes that Salmonella should be included as a risk on all potential products, including nuts and produce, along with education labels by 2020. Factories that have previously had outbreaks should be investigated and sanitized and cleared of all Salmonella bacteria. All factories that handle or distribute food in general should have certain regulations regarding Salmonella, including sanitation, packaging, and moisture guidelines, which this bacteria likes to grow in moisture. The FDA and CDC should work on new technology specifically suited to detect all strains of Salmonella and be adaptable to changing strains, to allow for quicker quicker detection of Salmonella, and Finally, my opinion really is to beware, be cautious, pay attention to recalls, carefully wash your hands, your utensils before you eat or cook to prevent cross-contamination, just in case your food does have salmonella. Always best to see a doctor if you have food poisoning symptoms, just in case it is salmonella, so it can be recorded and pursued. I didn't personally realize there were so many different strains of salmonella or how it could grow in these different conditions and affect different products other than raw eggs, undercooked meat. So I think this bacteria should get a lot more focus and research dedicated to it to prevent more large outbreaks like this one.